Hello and welcome back to IRS and welcome back to another race day of Tier 2. We are live and ready for an 18-minute qualifying session. We've got a triple header of street tracks to finish off the season. We are here at Azerbaijan for round 12. Singapore will be round 13 and Las Vegas round 14. So 3 tricky tracks left of the season. We could potentially see first champion. On the lap. Finn hasn't raced for a couple of races, but when he did win the Tier 2 and Tier 1 race in Jeddah, I think it was. So a driver with a bit of speed, and he's looking very quick at the moment. Looks dialed in, car sticking to the track, and he's carrying some speed as we're about to enter the castle section for the first time with the racing ball. Can he get it right? Yes, he can. One's a bit wide there, makes a bit of a mess of it, but gives a decent exit. Looking pretty decent so far as we're about to head down the hill towards the Sector 2 checkpoint. Takes a bit too much curb, might have cost him a good exit there, but still looking good here at 1:15.5. End of the lap looking a bit raggedy, but it's still quick. So we now drain that battery pretty early there. What's the time going to be? It's going to be a 1:40.1. I think Tino is going to be next over the line with a 1:39.0, so just over a second quicker. Who's next to that Red Bull? FE 1:42.1, and Wild Jacob in the Haas carrying the team now since Christian Pitchinen is gone. So he is carrying the way for them. 1:40.5, a couple attempts away from Matty, who's jumped in at P3 in the Mercedes. Got the 2 Williams boys currently on the lap. Start defender. He's now in the top 4 in the driver standings. He's had a bad lap, so he's going to be going again all by his teammate, the championship leader. He's nearly there. Been defended from the 2 Alpines. all season long. And bro, it's 4 tenths quicker than Tino there. With a lap from LWB. Got Sauber, 145.9. One of the best of laps there from him. And we've got a new driver making his debut today in the Racing Bull alongside Finn. We've got a Mini. Don't know how you pronounce that. Chefanchio. No idea. I'm just gonna keep it a Mini 72 in the Racing Bull. No idea what sort of pace he's got as we come up to the Sector 2 checkpoint. So 15.9. So at the moment I think he's looking about top 5 pace. Has he got enough battery though? I don't think he does, so I think he's going to be ahead of Epi, just behind Wild Jager in the 140s, maybe a 141. At 140.6, so a tenth behind, or just under a tenth behind Wild Jager then, so I think people are draining their battery a bit too early there. Maybe they're just doing it for that opener lap, but you really want to save it for that main straight. Star Defender gets in a decent lap there, 6 tenths behind Tino, we've got 139.6. Got IRS LB44 and Sick Pig on a lap. IRS LB44, one of the reasons I think Baku's actually in the calendar, because he loves it. So what can he do around here? Sick Pig currently on a lap as well. Mario Bros on an out lap. IRS LB44 119.1, well off the pace at the moment. Got a lot of work to do. I think this might be a practice lap possibly. Got a yellow flag. Sector 1. Not sure what's going on there. That's going to be 44 then. Off to the line, here we go. It's going to be a 144.3 P9. Sick Pig, how's he getting on? Oh, he's run wide into the wall. Let go of the brakes a bit too early there, should have held on to it a bit more. On a 118.9. For Sector 2, I think that alcohol is coming in a bit too much there for Sick Pig on this lap. Missing his braking zones. Into the wall a little bit. Not the usual pace that we're used to seeing. Up to the line. So down in P9. Potentially losing the chance of being in that championship battle in Singapore and Las Vegas with Tino and LWB. Doesn't want to lose 22 points to LWB this race, otherwise that's him completely out of the championship. Mario Bros and IRS LB44. IRS LB44 has drained a bit more of the battery this lap. And he's up by 1.5 seconds, but again, only 22% to use down this back straight, which is really where you want to use it. I'm not sure how everyone has used up so much battery coming up to the last straight. This is where you'll gain time with the battery. I'll only use 10 to 15% in the first sector, probably 10 to 15% again in the second, and then just drain the whole battery down that massive straight. IRS LB44 142.4. Like Tino's 3 temps up right now and he's got about 80% battery to use here. Drains it down to about 70%. If the teammate just made a mistake there, Tino's perfect. Currently 4 temps up and he's got 70% battery to use here, so I think this is going to be pole position from Tino. Just drains that battery. mph, moves it all the way up to 210, and across the line, and it's going to be a 138.5 ahead of LWB. Fin's improving, but again, he doesn't have as much battery to use it down that back straight. This could be up into P3. Yes, it is 139.3, but I feel like there's more lap time there from Finn. Yellow flag, and that is Finn out of the session at the moment. As we go on board with Wild Jaeger, we'll see into turn 1 what's happened, but there is the race symbol in the wall, and out of the session, P3 at best for him. How's Matty getting on? Was P5 until Effie just took it away from him with a 140.264 1,000ths of a second ahead of Matty. He's about to take that P5 straight back. Maybe not, lost that time down the straight. 5,000ths of a second. Wild Jaeger. Currently P7, 140.4. I think he'll be happy here if he can get himself into the top 5 for his qualifying session. Again, he's another driver that's draining that battery in the first sector, where you probably want to be saving it for sector 3. Able to save up 10 to 15% through this castle section. Probably wants to change it to medium through that castle section, you know, that IRS usage. Want to use that hot lap on the straights only, I'd say. Sick Pig back out there, P10 now. Is anyone improving? Got LWB out there. Mini 72. Just ahead of LWB actually. Pulls a 10th up into sector 1. How's he getting on through sector 2? Is there any more improvements by the racing driver? Yes, there is. 2 temps. Bit more down this straight. And he's going to be in between Wild Jaeger and Matty. I'm not sure what LWB is doing behind. He's doing enough to currently snatch away pole position from Tino. He's been a dominant force for pole position this season, as Mini does go indeed in front of Wild Jaeger behind Matty, LWB. Ooh, nearly DNFs there. I was lucky. Just caught that. Coming a bit too hot into the pit lane, got some wing damage. Luckily, the wheel stayed on. The Williams there. Sick Pig. 6 temps up into sector 1. That's a bit more like it from Sick Pig. Maybe he's put the beers down and started focusing. Check the sector 2 checkpoint. Let's see if there's any more improvements. Takes this corner a lot better this time. 1.6 second improvement, but he's still well off his teammate and LWB, where we used to him being, but it's only because he's intoxicated, so can't really blame him for that. As we head down the straight, I think it's only going to be a P9. Yeah, stay only P9 on 41.7. Oh, Sauber getting a bit wrong there into the second corner. Mario Bros P11. Ferrari's not doing well at the moment in this qualifying session. Need to find some pace. as Mario Bros was on the outlap, has decided to dive back into the pits. We'll go on board with Tino, as most of the drivers on outlaps. And Tino is the closest to the flag, ready to start us off. Just under 3 minutes to go. If Matty, Mini and Mario's want another lap, they better get out of the pits very quickly. As Matty does just that. As Tino heads down into turn 1, clips the wall, invalidates. Did he get wing damage there? Doesn't look like it. He might have just got away with that. He's got another chance to do another lap though. Alright, who's up next? Star Defender. Let's go on board with Star. Can he get himself into that top 3? He needs to find 3 tenths. Not bad through the first couple of corners there. Heading down into the tricky section. Sick Pig has retired in the pits. So P9, possibly lower for Sick Pig there. But on a day he needs to get maximum points to keep his championship hopes up. Not very good. As Rumble the Star looking pretty decent here. I thought he cut that corner a bit too much and just got away with it. Looking clean through the castle section. Epi's retired in the pits. Sorry, Epi's left the session. Let's just get him an invite quickly and then go back to the Star, who's headed down a hill. I think he's on an improvement there, but he's cut the corner and messed it up completely. He was on the improvement, I'm sure. He's got another chance though. Luckily for him, he's got 30 seconds left. Alright, Matty. Last chance saloon. Wait, where's LWB? Let's go on board with LWB quickly, then we'll go back to Matty, because qualifying session's about to end, and this is LWB's last lap. Oh, he's down on his time. Those couple of corners a bit messy there. Just messed it up a bit too much. So I don't think it's going to be an improvement. The IRS isn't going to have that much left. So 138.575 that he needs to beat to take pole position away from Tino. He's done it. 138.520. Snatches pole at the last. Championship leader, LWB, with provisional pole position. I don't think anyone else is going to beat it. Sauber drive up to P11, Wild Jaeger. Where can he finish? P5, good finish there for Wild Jaeger in front of Epi. Matty is invalidated, he's not going to be improving. Where's Star? He's invalidated. IRS LB44 up to P9, ahead of Sick Pig. Good improvement there. And then we've got Mini 72 and Mario Bros. Both coming through sector 2 now. And I think Mini's made a mistake somewhere, he's backed off his lap. Yeah, he has, he's backed off his lap, so no improvements for him. So Mario Bros, just down to you. Only 8 attempts up. I will get in a position though, which means he won't be last on the grid. No jump for Sauber up into P11. He's on the qualifying session, but LWB is the talking point, championship leader. Outscored Tino by 27 points at the moment. Obviously that's not happening, he'll be going to Singapore, but could be outscoring Sick Pig, which takes him out of the championship fight. Next at Alright, going into Singapore and Las Vegas between LWB and Tino. Sick Pig's got a lot of work to do here to keep himself in this battle, down in 10th position. There's the confirmation. Just over half a tenth between the top two, and 8 seconds back. 8 seconds, 8 tenths back, down to Finn, who's in 3rd position. Oh, I need to tell these guys not to ready up. Just waiting for the drivers to sort out their setups. We're ready up in exactly 2 minutes time, and we'll have this race underway. Right, well, so I was ready up early, and we got 5 red lights, and away we go. As I'm trying to get a view of it if I can. LWB into turn 1 of Red Bull of Epi straight into the wall there, and there's a massive collision down the back. Mario Bros with a penalty while Jager's been involved. The Racing Bull's out of the session, and that has been a very, very hectic start there from tier 2. I think Epi just clipped the wall. As we got a battle at the front, LWB holds on to his lead. Star Defenders jumped up to P3. IRS LB44 is up to P5. Sick Pig is out of the session, and there is a virtual safety car, and that is, I think, going to be Sick Pigs. Wild Jager's also out of the session. What's happened to Wild Jager? Right, we're back underway. Is there now opening lap? I'm clueless to what's happened. I think everyone's just collided with each other into that turn 1. There's another virtual safety car. I think we've got a glitch now. We're back racing. There's another virtual safety car. We'll restart this race. But there was just an incident down into turn 1 where Epi clipped the wall, spun. Tino's having a look at LWB for the lead. Into turn 1, trying to go around the outside, brakes a bit too late. Star's going to take advantage of this as well. Up the inside he goes to make it a Williams 1-2. Finn's also right behind Tino there, trying to get a better exit. We've got Epi into the pits. Star's having a look at his teammate there, as Tino's trying to go around the outside. But Star looking the quickest at the moment. LWB struggling out that, struggling to get traction down there. Top 4, 2 seconds away from IRS LB44, who's ahead of Matty there. Finn just clipping the wall a little bit. Tino running into the back of star defender. Oh, Tino's into the wall. Tino nearly loses it completely there. As Finn was going to try to get through Tino with the help of Ghost there. Tino's got wing damage. Looking for a move. Star defender right out behind his teammate with the help of DRS is going to be taking the lead of this race. Finn able to defend from Tino this time round. IRS LB44 under pressure from Matty. Back to the front though, because this little battle here between the top 4 is absolutely class. LWB retaking the lead off his teammate again. Can they break the DRS from the 2 behind? Not quite at the moment. Through the parcel section we go. 1.3 seconds. Covering the top 4. IRS LB44 hanging on to P5 at the moment, but Matty pressurising all the way. Oh, Matty's into the wall. Just caught that. That's LWB with a grey exit there. Tino with that front wing damage as well. Gonna cost him a lot of time in this race. Up until there's a pit stop on board with Finn, who's looking at Star Defender overtake his teammate. No, he's not. Just lifting up a little bit there. Just not costing each other a bit of time, not battling too hard early on in this race. Matty able to get past IRS LB44, who's got that front wing damage as well. But IRS LB44 right onto the back of Matty. Gonna go for the overtake. I think he will. That front wing. He's going for it. They're both got front wing damage, to be fair. IRS LB44 nearly coming a cropper there. Nearly exiting this race by going into the wall. Just braked a bit too late and getting the wing damage. Just to move done. Tino now all over the back of Finn coming through this parcel section. He's at an advantage with that front wing damage, so fair play to him. They're sticking right behind these guys. 8 seconds back to IRS LB44. Epi as well, down in P9, he's trying to recover his race. He'll probably get P5 by the end of this race. He's in clean air, able to just do his own thing. Oh, what a view that was. Shame it didn't get Tino. As the top 4 come down the straight. Star defender. Again, just going to tuck in behind his teammate. Not cost each other too much time. 2 behind, not able to get past. As Finn makes a bit of a mistake there. Matty's into the pits. He's going to get that front wing changed. Mario Bros is out of the session. That's a full safety car. But Matty could have boxed at the right time there. There's now 4 drivers out of this race, which is not good to see. But a few people have been saved there. Tino, IRS W44. Not sure what's happened to the Sauber driver there, but he just stopped dead on and he got hit by the safety car as it pulls to the left. Everyone just riding by their delta time. But I knew Azerbaijan was going to be chaos like this. I knew there'd be safety cars and crashes left, right, centre. It always is at this track. It's just a long lap as well to be under a safety car, so it's a bit annoying. As we wait for the top 4. Star Defender is actually backing off Finn and Tino to try a pit at the same time, but you can't back off more than 10 car lengths really, because it could be a penalty. You can't back off under the delta time by too much of a margin. He's going to lose a position here. There's Tino and Finn fighting there. Finn was thinking about staying out, I think. Star's going to unfortunately be P3, I think, because Tino's wing damage might just be a bit too long for Star. So there goes RWB into the pits. Yeah, Star's going to get out just ahead of Tino. RSLB 44 will come out ahead of Matty, I think, still. Matty's coming down the straight now, there he is in the background. IRSLB 44 will come out in P5 still, on the mediums. Sauber just serving his 10-second penalty before they get on doing some work with the car onto a set of mediums and back out onto track. So Williams going with a different strategy there. Mediums for LWB, Star Defender opting for the hards. Been a really hectic start for tier 2 and he's opening 6 laps, so a lot of things going on, mostly in lap 1. Epi clipped the wall, which I think just caused chaos behind, and everyone tried to avoid the Red Bull. I think IRS LB44 was the biggest winner out of all of that, up 4 positions along with a Sauber driver. I'm not sure what happened to Wild Jaeger though, because he was still on track and then he retired from session on track, I think. So I'm not sure why. Oh, he's got wing damage again. Did I not change it in the pits? He needs to change it from auto to yes to repair wing damage. But if it's auto, sometimes don't do it. Still a long way back as well. Why is he going slow? What's he doing? Don't say he's got a delta time. Probably going to see him back into the pits. Change that front wing. No, we don't. Stays out. Safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Steven's got a chance here to have a go at LWB. Over on medium, he's going to try and push away from Star and Tino. what sort of pace will IRS LB44 have? Can he fend off Matty and Epi, who are going to be quick behind on the hard tyres? Does he realise that he's got front wing damage? I'm not sure. As he catches up to the back of the pack, just entering the castle section. Oh, I hate safety cars around this track, honestly do. This and Singapore, which are the two tracks were right next to each other. We did that. Alright, safety car in this lap. As LWB leads the way. And then Finn's just got a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision with LWB. And he's just retired from the race on purpose for some reason. And now we're down to 7 drivers, which is going to be the most boring race ever, apart from probably the top 3. Which is yeah, entertaining here. This is why I didn't want Azerbaijan on the calendar, because it is just a snooze fest. As LWB is going to be leading the way, leaving it as late as possible. Tino's trying to get up the inside of Star Defender. Richie's just about done, but Star pulls away. If they're on hard tyres, they're going to have to chase down LWB, who's on the medium tyres here. They should have the best start. IRS LB44 behind on the medium tyres in P4, weaving left and right, trying to get some temperature. Runs a bit deep. Just got to brake a bit earlier, doesn't want to cost himself this position, just needs to brake earlier and harder. Try to rotate the car. Just gently ease the footwell out of the corners as LWB now pulling away. It does still say safety car for some reason on my screen. Not sure why. I think this race is now glitched. I absolutely hate Azerbaijan. This is never going on the calendar again. Even though IRS LB44 loves it. Sorry bro. It's got to be done. Just causes chaos as LWB now flying away. Star's got a lot of work to do to defend from Tino here, and surprisingly IRS LB44 hang on to the back of him. And he's gapped Matty behind on the hards. I'm not sure what's happened to Epi. He's still like 7 seconds back already. Must have had an incident somewhere. Trying to see if he's got wing damage. As a Red Bull flies down the straight from the helicopter view down into turn 1, and Epi does have wing damage. Salbert into the pits. Oh, a long way to go in this race. IRS LB44 nearly going into the wall. Starting to lose out now. After laps go by, Tino and Star slowly edging away from IRS LB44. He's got to use those mediums to his advantage through this section here. LWB 2.1 seconds out. Still got safety car on my screen. IRS LB44. He's going to lose out on the DRS soon if he's not careful. Williams on the way to being combined constructors champions. Ooh, Tino into the wall. IRS W44 made a mistake somewhere, he got start a lot of time. It's just like a move coming from Tino here. Job done. LWB leading the way, there's the gap. Tina just to hit up star defender. IRS LB44 hanging on for dear life against Matty now. And then back to Epi. He's trying to close up with that wing damage. Nice camera views there. And don't say that's no safety car, I beg you. That is now 6 drivers left, which is pretty embarrassing. 6 drivers out of this race. And the safety car's cleared on my screen now, thanks to that, but this is going to be a pretty boring race for the remainder. I hope these 6 drivers can make it entertaining. But yeah, I'm going to struggle to be entertaining for this one. As IRS LB44 doing a bit of Nikita Mazepin there, moving over a bit on the straight. As Matty jumps up to P4. IRS LB44 looks like he's going to brake late. Oh, Matty makes a mistake. IRS LB44 back up the inside. This helps Epi all the while catch up a little bit. Matty should get the job done again with the help of DRS. There we go. IRS LB44 defending it though, he's braked too late. That's him into the wall. That's him nearly. I don't know how he's not out of the race. I do not know how he's not out of the race there. Tino's starting to catch up with LWB here. Almost gapping Star. There we go, 1 second. Did look like LWB made a little mistake there. He lost 2 tenths through that one corner. Just went in a bit too deep possibly. Star was trying to stay within the DRS of Tino. Tino almost within the 1 second of LWB. Just missed the checkpoint now. Star draining that battery, trying not to fall off. IRS LB44 into the pits to get that front wing changed. There will be more pit stops from the guys ahead, so I think he's still in this race. Because Epi's got that front wing damage. Oh, he didn't get changed. That's going to cost IRS LB44 massively. He should have changed it to auto. As Tino's having a look at the race lead here. Looks like he's on a much better tyres already. The hard's coming to Tino and a star defender. LWB struggling for traction. I think LWB's got wing damage. Did I see wing damage from that Williams? No, I didn't. Oh, Star looking for a move there. Right onto the back of Tino. Top 3. Within 4/10 of each other there. And I think LWB is about to be swamped down this straight by his teammate. And Tino, who's right behind. Already going to be fast before the DRS. There we go. Star's going to be a bit too far back by the looks of it. Get the job done with his teammate. WB with another chance now though if he can get the exit. I think Tino's done just enough there. Important bit of the race now. Can LWB stay within the 1 second of Tino up to the DRS zone? It's going to be a two-way shootout for the championship though. As of right now, Sick Pig out of this race. LWB in the position he's in will be taking Sick Pig out of the championship. Between the top two, Tino and LWB. Tino been taking points out of LWB for the recent weeks. Again, looking to do the same today. 35 points behind. Sorry, 36 now because LWB did get that pole position. It's looking more and more likely that LWB will win this championship though. That gap is just too big and LWB too consistent as he dives into the pits. Gives his teammate DRS to hopefully catch up to the back of Tino, which has helped quite a lot there. Star now inside the DRS of Tino as LWB dives into the pits for what will be the hard tyres. We'll be undercutting these guys as well, to be fair. They don't. Oh, who was that? Epi looked like a break. Oh, way too late then, but. Like he's doing the IRS W44. Did box again. That front wing, which is now cost him. And he's behind everyone on his own little race here for P6, which is still good points. I think it's 18 points for IRS W44. In P6 at the moment. Never know, there could be another safety car. Star defender has dropped back from Tino again. Was in that 1 second, but has lost out 6 or 7 attempts. Matty in a land of his own at the moment, really. LWB running a bit wide there. Could have been a track limit warning there. Let's just double check that. That wasn't. As he closed up to the back of Epi. Everyone currently on the hard tyres now. As we're on board for LWB. Ready to make the move on Epi, who looks like he's into the pits. Onto the medium tyres. Some change as well. Bit slow getting away there as well. IRS LB44, way too far back to be anywhere near Epi at the moment, unfortunately. having to pit twice due to that front wing. He would have been near Epi if he hadn't boxed again and had the front wing damage changed to yes. But sometimes these things happen. IRS LB44 into the pits again. Can't say that's retirement. It is. Seriously. We're done 15 laps, might as well just carried it on, man. Five drivers left out of 12. Azerbaijan is never going on this calendar ever again in IRS. Becoming a bit depressing though with the attendance as well here in IRS. People are signing up for full-time seats and then just not racing, and people just leaving throughout the season. Let's do some better recruiting by the looks of it. 5 drivers left in this race. Will we see all 5 to the end? Probably not. Probably just see a podium. Might see one crash and one retire from the race. I wonder what the tyre wear is like with these drivers. Starting out 3 seconds behind Tino. Are they going to the end? That's the question. Do they have the tyre life to do so? Just having a big lift there, just to look at the track limit. LWB now catching up with Matty. On the way to becoming combined Constructors Champions for the first time, LWB and Star, along with Jessic and F1 Connor in Tier 1. Been 2 very dominant teams this season. Along with Alpine, to be fair, Tino and Sick Pig. 3 very good teams throughout Tier 1 and Tier 2. LWB not close enough for a move at the moment. It looks to be that Tino and Star are probably going to try to stay out here because they're losing so much time to LWB. If they have to box against, they're going to have a lot of work to do in these final laps. I think Epi is still having a battle with Matty. Matty may be trying to go to the end, but he might have to box again, so I think 4th and 5th, the battle could still be on. A bit of hope for Epi. So losing a lot of time now to Tino, he's in clean air. Matty under pressure from LWB. Matty driving well here, to be fair. Got 4 positions. Got driver of the day last week. Another contender today, to be fair. I think any of the top 4 are contenders for driver of the day. I think Epi, not so much. Do have that massive incident in Tier 1, but has kept himself clean. He had no one else around him for the rest of the race, unfortunately. The driver design, trying to recover his race and hope for a safety car. He's doing well. Like I said, I'm not sure if Matty's going to the end. LWB now 11 seconds behind Star. Pushing on. Tino leading the way now by 5 seconds. Can't afford any mistakes from him. I wonder if we'll see any position changes between Williams. Don't think I didn't really need to. Combined constructors sealed. But for the Drivers' Championship, it does help LWB just have that little bit more of an advantage over Tino. She's having a bit of a sneezing fit there, sorry about that. Not long to go in this race now, just over 6 laps. LWB. Matty being chased down by FP, that's probably too much of a gap where those tyres will be going off very soon, and very badly for Matty. LWB on course to catch his teammate. By the end of this race, Tino too far ahead though. Unless there's any sort of mistakes or major tyre wear. To be fair, the tyres aren't that bad on Matty's car. Star Defender's tyres look the worst out of them all. 7.3 seconds is the gap. So you know what, LWB, I don't know how bad these tyres are going to go off in the next 3 or 4 laps. Big gain through that castle section there. Very big gain from LWB. Started on pole, currently P3 on the podium, but lost out to 2 positions. May has dropped back a lot to LWB, 8 seconds. LWB draining that battery. LWB pushing on. Still needs to take a lot more time out of his teammate. 5 laps to go, 5-second gap. I think we'll see it about lap 23. I think we'll see that overtake on that lap. Possibly lap 24. If you had that live timing of the chase happening like it is on real life. Predicted lap of overtake. The rear tyres looking a bit worn there. I'll start defending his car. LWB drains that battery a little bit to try catch up. Fair play to Star though, still driving well. With those old tyres, there's 8 laps different between the hard tyres on the Williams. Star's on well this lap, to be fair. That gap hasn't come down too much. Could all change through here though. LWB was quick last time round. Gained a bit more time there. .8 seconds. How much for these couple of corners? Should be a couple tenths. Only a tenth. Tino out front, controlling the pace. You can afford to back off a little bit as well. Just save the tyres instead of pushing too hard. It's about a 9-second gap to the 2 Williams behind. I said lap 23, it might be a lap 24 instead. 2.3 seconds the gap between the Williams. The question is, will they fight for position? Will Star be able to defend with the tyres he's got anyway? Will it be an easy move for LWB with the help of DRS? Probably will. Well, LWB's tyres will not be feeling that great anymore either. 9-lap-old hards. It's not enough to catch up the Star defender, but he'll start to feel it in some corners now. .7 seconds the gap. Star looked like he made a bit of a mistake there with the rear tyres. .4 seconds the gap, 1.3 seconds the gap, 1.2 seconds, 1.1. This is where I predicted lap 23 could potentially be the overtake. How good was my prediction? We're about to find out. As LWB tries to get the exit down, he's within the DRS of Star Defender. Applies the battery just to cruise up a little bit more in the slipstream of his teammate. Gets the DRS. Onto lap 24 we go. So it's going to be lap 24, but basically lap 23 as LWB goes up the inside of his teammate. They're going to battle it out. Star Defender on the outside. The 2 Williams headed down to the walls. Turn 2. LWB with the inside line. Star Defender again with the outside line. able to get the traction, but unfortunately for him, his teammate is the one with the DRS, but it's not going to matter because they're still side by side. Star defender going for the switchback. What a great move that is. The two Williams giving us some entertainment in these closing laps. There's not been much. But Star again up the inside. LWB running a bit deep there, forces Star off track. I think Star wasn't really expecting that, but fair racing from his driver still. Star defender with the much older tyres as well. He's got to try to hang on to the back of LWB through this section here, if he can, to stay within the DRS. Tino's now 13.8 seconds up the road. Now up to 14 seconds, pushing on. He can be taking 4 points away from LWB today. Star has managed to stay within the DRS of LWB here. I think he's got to make this overtake, otherwise that's it, game over. Into them first couple of corners, LWB's just going to have too much grip, so I think Star's got to go for it here if he wants to position back. Right into turn 1 we go. Star a bit too far back, but like I said, LWB, does he have the tyres to get his traction out of these couple of corners and down into the slow corners in sector 2. Here comes Star defender. Back past an ultimate lap of this race. Epi's 15 seconds behind Matty in the battle for 4th and 5th. He's too far back for any sort of overtaking going on, but LWB and Star defender giving us some entertainment as LWB runs into the back of Star there. Down the inside he goes. Star again going to try to switch back. Not going to work through the castle section. Now 15 seconds behind Tino. Oh, the two Williams. They're on their way to being combined constructors champions though. Star again going to look. Got overtaken down the straight. While Tino's crossed the line, he's on the way to winning his 4th race of the season as Star defender. Gets past his teammate LWB. LWB out braking. Star by a little bit there, trying to put the nose up the inside. Doesn't quite work out. Another chance for LWB to get the exit out of here. Will he go for the move or will he leave it to the last straight? Oh, there's nearly a bit of contact there. LWB up the inside. Star's going to try to switch back. Doesn't quite work out. This is going to be a run to the line, I think. Which I think LWB will be able to defend with the amount of battery that he's got in the tank. Here we go then, Tino's coming through into the final sector on the way to winning his 4th race of the season and taking points away from LWB, which is going to put him into the championship battle for the last 2 races. Tino Tiberianen on the way to winning round 12 here at Tier 2. Congratulations to him as he crosses the line victorious once again. LWB is going to have enough in the tank here to defend from Star Defender by the looks of it. to be fair. Maybe not. A Star comes cruising up to the back of LWB towards the line, and not quite. Double podium for LWB and Star Defender, who are now combined Constructors Champions, along with F1 Connor and Jesse in Tier 1. The Williams are on top and victorious. Matty's going to cross the line in P4. Great result for him, to be fair, considering the race that's gone ahead. And Epi has somehow finished this race in P5 in the Red Bull and takes home some decent points, but yeah, a couple of Tino Tabarin race win, taking some points out of LWB, heading into Singapore. Gonna need a good result there, but taking his 4th victory of the season. Race winner Tino, fastest lap LWB, most overtakes Matty. There's the confirmation. Driver of the day. It's hard not to say Tino, but I feel like I don't want to give it to the race winners every single week. I know obviously they're driving well and performing well, but I feel like drivers in the midfield deserve opportunities of driver of the day as well for their good strategies, etc., and just a overall good comeback. So I think today a Star Defender will get my driver of the day in the Williams combined Constructor Champions. P3 for him. Good day at the office. Matty and Epi there, rounding off the top 5. Not the race we would have liked to see now, considering the amount of DNFs and the attendance. For me personally, Azerbaijan is never going back on the calendar. I might have said that a couple of times already throughout the race, but yeah, that's my opinion of it, and that's how it's going to stay. I don't think it's worth it with the amount of crashes always. We're going to be here next week for Tier 2 Singapore, penultimate round of the season. LWB and Tino are going to be challenging each other for the championship. Let's not forget about the constructors as well. That could put Williams back ahead of Alpine going into the last 2 rounds as well. So Sick Pig might have cost his teammate a good chance of winning the constructors by DNFing today. So yeah, 2 championships to decide, 2 races left of Tier 2. Make sure you tune in. Tier 1 back on Tuesday. Azerbaijan as well. I'll be racing, not looking forward to it at all. Christian pitching in will be the commentator, possibly with LWB. Make sure you come and tune into that one. Hopefully it's not as of a shit show as today, but looking by attendance it might well be. So yeah, we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Bye bye.